Aloha everyone. In today's video, I want to talk about the word want and how the word want won't actually get you what you want. Now, first of all, for those of you who've been following me know that I've been going through a transition. So I no longer work for the company that I've been working for the past 7 years, and now I'm moving on to work with other teams and creating a new reality for myself. So one of the things that I've been asked to do is this weekend I'm going to be speaking at the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo on Oahu. So if you want to come to the beautiful islands of Hawaii and come see me, I'm going to be giving a lecture on something similar to what we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be about conscious languaging, and it's going to be learning to communicate with clarity from your heart, with intention and mindfulness, to have empowering languaging versus disempowering languaging. And part of that is a new word that I've been playing around with, which is the word want. And I recently realized how much want has invaded my vocabulary. So as an example, if I say something like, well, I want to get a new car, that is manifesting something that I desire, and yet I do not have it. And as we all know, when we manifest, we want to be more in a present state reality versus a future I'm never going to get it state reality. So if you're saying, I want something, I want to be slimmer, I want to have a new relationship, I want to have a healthy relationship, I want to have a good career, a lucrative career, I want more money. What you're actually doing is you're telling your unconscious, or some people say subconscious mind, you're telling your unconscious mind, this is something that I lack. I do not have this. And your unconscious mind takes everything very literally. And so it's like, oh, okay, you don't have it. You don't want it. That's fine. You don't have to have it. It's okay. So every time we say, I want something, we're actually pushing that energy away from us, because our unconscious mind is going, oh, well, want means that you don't have. And since we're taking this literally, you don't have it. Therefore, well, you don't have it, nor are you going to get it. So I've really been learning how to play with those type of terminologies, and say things in a different way. So instead of I want to have a loving and caring relationship, then you can say something like, I choose to have a loving and caring relationship. That means it puts it in the energy of now. This is something that you are choosing. This is something that's present, that is now with you. And it's telling your unconscious mind, ooh, she's choosing this. She wants this, or he wants this, or I want this. Now, another thing is remembering to be specific. Okay, well, what exactly does a healthy, loving relationship look like to you? If you say, I'm choosing to have more money, well, more money can be, cool, you just found a quarter on the ground. You got more money, congratulations, you did it. What specifically are you choosing? Well, I'm choosing to have more money so that I can XYZ. Buy this dream home. And again, the dream home needs to be, what does that mean to you? To some people, a dream home can mean a tiny house in a forest. To some people, a dream home can mean a condo in Manhattan, like on a sky rise overlooking something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with New York. Probably shouldn't use as an example. And again, the dream can look different to different people. So be specific with it. What does it mean to you? Again, I'm going to be teaching at the Mind Body Expo. I'm going to be teaching more about languaging. So if you want to know more, come to the Expo. I'll also maybe post some more here too as well. I'm going to be doing other live events if you can't make it this weekend. I know not everybody can just jump on a plane and go to Oahu, even though you should. It's lovely. I highly recommend it. So I just wanted to come on and give this brief update about the conscious choice and use of languaging, and to start asking yourself, how are you using your languaging? How are you using your languaging to be more powerful, to be more manifesting? If you choose to have it, then I invite you to try different languaging. For example, I have intention to. So I intend to perhaps lose some weight. And then again, be specific with it. Well, what exactly are you looking to do? If you're talking about losing weight, well, during the process, if you're working out, muscle actually weighs more than fat. So you might actually gain some weight in the process. So be specific. Well, What I'm really intending to do, my intention is to be able to fit in this particular dress size, or maybe go to the store, buy some pants you can't quite fit into, but you really want to. My intention is to fit into these pants. That's a clear direction to your unconscious mind. And that's the other thing too, is that it needs clear and precise direction. If you kind of do the little flip-flop thing of like, well, I kind of sort of think maybe I might want to, then it's going, all right, well, make up your mind. When you do, come back and see me, we'll talk, and then you can figure it out. Another thing that you can say is, I am committed to finding a loving and caring romantic relationship. Now, again, you want to be specific. Well, what does that look like for you? Maybe you want the person to be a certain physique. Maybe you want them to be of a certain intelligence. Maybe you're wanting them to have a certain amount of affection for you. So when you're saying, I'm committed to being in a loving and caring relationship, be specific on what those words mean to you. And that's giving your unconscious mind clear direction to follow. And the key is, well, there's two keys. The first key is to use it constantly. The second key is be kind to yourself. Sometimes I still use the word want. Oops, it happens. Why? Because the programming is so strong that it's gotten in there to where I use the word want for various reasons. So sometimes it can be with intention. I want to gain this. I want to get this. Sometimes it's just with choice, like, oh, well, I want to have this for dinner tonight. It's so much in there that, you know what? Be easy with yourself and just start to notice, ooh, did I say that word again? I did. And so you can do different things. Like some people will say cancel, clear. I prefer delete, erase. You're telling your supercomputer, your mind, basically, you're telling your mind, which is a supercomputer, you're telling your unconscious, these are the commands that I'm giving you. And just like a computer, when you're programming a computer, you have to give it a certain command. You have to give it a certain prompt code. Similar to a lot of us are using AI or ChatGPT or Gemini, those types of things. If you give it a weird command, it's gonna spit out some stuff and then you're like, what is this? I can't use any of this. Delete, erase, right? So it's the same thing. If you find yourself stuck back in the language that's not so positive or that's not going to manifest what you choose to create, delete, erase, clear, cancel, any of those words, stop, take a deep breath, start over, and be kind to yourself while you're doing it. Now, the other key about using it in everyday languaging, so use it whenever you get a chance. So for example, if someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, do you want to have this or this for dinner? And you can be like, oh, well, I want, delete, erase, hold on, that's not empowering. What else could I say instead? Ooh, I would prefer this. Do you see how that's more empowering? Do you see how that gives you your power back more? So I want, it's like, oh, I want it, but maybe you want something else. So I don't know. And if you directly and clearly straight up say, I prefer this, then the other person is clear that you would prefer this for dinner. So when talking about preference, some other good alternative words to I want is I would like, I'll have, I'd prefer, let's go here to dinner. I choose to go here. I am choosing to go this direction. Now, I use the word this, there's a whole other thing on the word this and being vague. So I'm only using this with a particular intention of describing the other choice words instead of want. I could do a whole other video on the proper use of this and that and being vague versus being very specific. For right now, I'm using this only for an example as of here are some different words you can use when you want to express your preferences without saying I want. If you're talking about desires and aspirations, so instead of saying, oh, I want a new house or I want a new job that's more in alignment with me, you can say things like, I welcome a new career that has this specific, this and this and this specific thing. You can say, I am open to receiving the new relationship that aligns with me and my values and what I am manifesting and creating. And again, remember to be specific about that relationship. I look forward to getting accepted to that new position. And then list whatever that position is. Remember, be specific. And those are a lot of different choices for you, and there are a lot of different choices. So a good rule of thumb is if you get stuck, if you're like, oh man, what were all those words Sabrina said? Shoot, I should have wrote them down. By the way, write them down. If you're sitting there thinking that though, a good fallback one to go with is simply, I choose or I create. Those work for most circumstances. So I choose to go here for dinner. I am choosing this relationship, or I choose to work for this job, or I'm choosing to have this body. And again, be specific, get more into details. I'm being very general because it's up to you to decide what your relationship looks like, what your job looks like, what your physique looks like. That's up to you. Now, in practicing this, I have discovered that there's another time when you use the term I want. And that is as in the I want you. So now, how do you put that one into a different intimate type of context? Because that's one that can come up in those intimate moments of I want you. And sometimes, although you can say I choose you, sometimes that's not a key for intimacy. Sometimes if you say to your partner, if you're trying to replace the phrase like, ooh, I want you. If you say something like, I choose you, your partner could be like, oh, great, I choose you too. Oh, I love you so much. And you're like, no, I want to, go in the bedroom, right? So sometimes that one doesn't quite carry over. So what are some options in that particular moment? Well, what about, I would love to be close to you right now? That is giving them more of a direct, their unconscious mind can hear it too. Their unconscious mind goes, ooh, I want to be close to you too, right? And then, things get to happen, right? Things start getting exciting. Now, if you want maybe one that comes from curiosity, a little bit of playfulness, you might say something like, so babe, I'm really curious what would happen if we just put aside everything else right now and focused on us. Now again, with that one, you kind of have to have maybe some body language in there because they might just be like, oh great, let's have a talk. And with the right body language and the right tone, then they're gonna be like, yeah, we can totally put everything aside right now, let's go. Another phrase you might choose to say is, come here. I'd really like to connect with you right now. And not only can that apply sexual intimacy, it could also maybe apply like a deeper connection as you go into the intimacy of the act. So with that, you might get some bonus rounds too, or bonus as in maybe it might not just be physical. You might be able to bring some spiritual, some mental and emotional into the act as well. Other things you can say is, I feel really drawn to you. Or if you do say the I choose you can potentially say something like, I choose you, and I choose to be fully present with you right now. And again, maybe use a little bit of body language, use a little bit of tone, really get that like, I choose you, and I choose to be fully present with you right now. Now, if you want to put a little bit of sensory or physicalness in it, you might start off by maybe, grazing along their skin and just saying like, I love the feel of your skin. And then you can also maybe perhaps add in any of the other words or other phrases that we've talked about as well. Perhaps something like, feeling you close to me would be incredible right now. Or, I'm thinking about the kiss we had earlier. Or just something simple like, I'm thinking about your kiss. And it just kind of invites that energy in versus saying, I want you. And even though I want you, again, it's a very common phrase. It puts the energy of, I desire you, but I don't have you right now, And then that kind of gives a different energy than the energy that you're actually intending to create. Some others could be, let me feel you, or your touch feels so good. I would love to feel that right now. So there's different things that we can use instead of the word, again, instead of that word, I want. Hope you've enjoyed this video. There's lots more phrases, lots more ways of thinking that I'd be happy to share with you. Again, got some classes coming up. Look for those in the future. If you're watching this video in the future, look in the description below. There might be a link in the future. There might be a link down there. So go ahead and check it out just in case. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you share this with just one friend, we can grow the channel, we can grow the information, we can grow the content, we can grow the growth of the planet. It takes one person to change one thing a day, and it becomes exponential, and it grows and grows and grows. And the more we can communicate consciously, the more we can be in ourselves consciously, the more we're going to be able to react or interact better and with more intention and more empowerment and more mindfulness with others. I'm on this growth journey with you. I'm right here. I'm changing my languaging from I want to some of those other options. So I'm here too. Let's grow and do this together. Mahalo for watching, and as always, please choose love in all that you do. I look forward to get accepted, to get.